The movie opens with a girl named Paget waking up and immediately starting her makeup routine. She goes live online, engaging with her followers and offering beauty advice as an influencer. After finishing her streaming session, Paget prepares for school, stepping out from her stylish pink room into a plain, narrow hallway in an ordinary house. She briefly chats with her mom, who mentions working long shifts at the hospital just to pay the bills. Excitedly, Paget opens her mail and finds a $3,000 check from a brand she endorses. Eager to buy new branded shoes, she considers spending it all, but her mother advises her to save some for college expenses. We see how Paget's influencer career and brand sponsorships bring her considerable money, but to maintain her glamorous persona, she pretends to live in a luxurious house by hanging out at a posh apartment building. Later, her close friends Alden and Quinn arrive in a flashy convertible, and together they set off to surprise Paget's boyfriend, Jordan, who is shooting a music video. Meanwhile, the film shifts to two siblings, Bryn and Cameron, heading to school in a car. Cameron is an odd, unpopular student who remains a mystery to everyone, even his sister. Bryn, embarrassed by him, tries to avoid being seen with Cameron at school, where his only real friend is Nisha, another outcast, and they get along well. Bryn is obsessed with Jordan's music, but Cameron teases her by dismissing it as lame and insincere. The story returns to Paget as she arrives at Jordan's music video set, carrying a cake she baked for him. Before stepping into Jordan's trailer, she asks Alden to start a TikTok live stream so her followers can watch. But when she enters, Paget is stunned to see Jordan kissing one of his backup dancers. The girl quickly apologizes to Paget, saying she's a fan, but Paget is furious. She begins to throw the cake in a fit of rage, losing her composure in front of millions of viewers and screaming at Jordan that their relationship is over. Alden tries to get her attention, pointing out that she's still horrified. Paget sees her tear-streaked face with smeared mascara and a runny nose on the phone screen. She frantically grabs the phone from Alden and ends the live stream. The next day, Paget is distraught and doesn't want to leave her room. Her mother checks in and comforts her, telling her that breakups are tough, but things will eventually improve. Paget admits it's not only about the breakup. She's also humiliated in front of her followers. Just then, Quinn calls to check up on her. Paget insists she's fine and feels some relief that Jordan's true colors were shown, adding that everyone now hates him. However, Quinn urges her to look at TikTok right away, hinting that something else is happening. Paget logs in and discovers that she's gone viral for all the wrong reasons. The meltdown moment, where a huge snot bubble formed as she cried, has made her an instant meme, now known everywhere as Bubble Girl. The post strips away her perfect influencer image. Right after, she gets a call from Jessica, the CEO of her beauty sponsors. Jessica tells Paget their contract is terminated because of the incident, but says they could work together again in the future once the situation calms down. At school, Quinn and Alden talk about the drama. Alden voices that Paget's downfall was inevitable considering her high GPA, hot boyfriend, and major sponsor. Something was bound to go wrong. Quinn is shocked by the comment, but Alden clarifies she didn't mean Paget deserved it. When Paget arrives at school, she's mocked by classmates while Jordan enjoys newfound popularity. Paget and her friends reminisce about how Jordan used to be an awkward, overweight kid with a bad haircut, and how it was Paget's makeover magic that transformed him. Her friends suggest maybe she should reinvent someone again. Suddenly, the school announces the upcoming prom king and queen contest, sparking Paget's idea. She'll give a total makeover to an unpopular guy and make him prom king, proving her skills and annoying Jordan at the same time. Alden bets she won't succeed, and the trio sets out to find a candidate. Later, they spot Cameron photographing a garbage can and declaring it deep. Quinn searches him online and finds only a 2-year-old tweet that says no. Cameron is portrayed as odd, egotistical, antisocial, and bullied by Jordan, making him their ideal choice. The next day, Paget asks Cameron to help photograph a fundraising event, but he refuses when she reveals it's for prom, calling it pointless. Bryn apologizes for her brother's bluntness, noting he dislikes most students. While talking, Paget learns that Cameron volunteers at a horse stable, so the following day she visits him there, requesting riding lessons. She pitches in by helping clean the stable before Cameron teaches her to ride. He notices how she's constantly taking photos and teases her. Later, Paget tries to dismount, and the two fall, sharing a laugh. The next day at school, Paget thanks Cameron for the lesson. Paget invites Cameron and Nisha to a karaoke party. At first, Cameron is hesitant, but Nisha's curiosity convinces him to attend. At the party, both Cameron and Nisha feel out of place. Paget gets her turn at karaoke and sings beautifully, but when Jordan shows up with the girl he cheated with, Paget freezes and feels anxious about performing. Sensing this, Cameron jumps up to help her, and together they put on an amazing duet that gets everyone clapping. Afterward, Cameron offers Paget a ride home in his truck. Paget leaves her purse there on purpose, hoping for a reason to see him again. The next morning, Bryn bombards Cameron with questions about him and Paget, making Cameron uneasy. Around the same time, Paget gets a call from Jessica, who reveals their karaoke duet has gone viral. Jessica asks about the guy in the video, and Paget says he's her next makeover project. She wants to make him more popular than Jordan. Impressed, Jessica says if Paget pulls it off, the brand endorsement will be hers. At Cameron's house, Bryn shows Cameron the viral video, making him blush with embarrassment. Paget then calls, saying she left something in Cameron's car. Though Cameron wants Bryn to say no, Bryn invites Paget over. When Paget arrives, she asks Cameron for another riding lesson, and he reluctantly agrees. During the lesson, Paget and Cameron begin to connect more. Paget talks about looking forward to graduation, but now she's lost her sponsorship and feels unsure about her future. Cameron sympathizes and confides that he dreams of traveling the world and taking photos. He teases her for constantly snapping selfies, and she retorts that at least her photos are for an audience. Cameron then invites her to see his world. They visit an old train station where he does street photography, which fascinates Paget. Over coffee, she asks about his life, and Cameron says his father moved to Sweden after their mother died in a car accident. The camera he uses was his mother's. Paget opens up about her parents' divorce and her hardworking mother. Later, Paget invites Cameron to Aiden's Great Gatsby birthday party, and he asks if he can bring some friends. She agrees. Cameron, Nisha, and Bryn go shopping for party outfits. Paget gives Cameron a dramatic makeover, cutting his hair and dressing him in a suit, making it clear she's interested in him. At Aiden's party, everyone is amazed at Cameron's transformation. Jordan is there too, now newly single. He tries to patch things up with Paget, but she firmly rejects him. Hurt, Jordan turns his attention to Bryn and tries to force himself on her. Upset, Bryn flees and finds Cameron, telling him what happened. Cameron, furious, confronts and fights Jordan, publicly humiliating him. Jordan retaliates by throwing Cameron's precious camera into the pool. Cameron retrieves the camera and leaves the party. Paget chases after him and apologizes for Jordan's actions. Cameron asks why she's suddenly so interested in him, but Paget can't answer. That night, Paget sits in her room, removes her makeup, and launches a live stream. She opens up about how she's always focused on looks and attitude, but now realizes the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. Suddenly, Jessica texts to say she saw the viral party videos and will call soon to discuss Paget's sponsorship. The next day at school, Cameron is the center of attention because of the viral fight. Though at first he's uncomfortable being considered for prom king, he soon finds some excitement in the idea, especially since it will annoy Jordan. Later at school, Paget is caught off guard when she sees Jordan and Alden together. They're now a couple. She realizes that Alden has been sabotaging her since the breakup by deliberately leaving Paget's embarrassing live stream running for everyone to see. Alden goes further, admitting that both she and Quinn have known about Paget's financial struggles, but kept silent out of pity. While Paget and Quinn are talking, Cameron shows up to apologize for how he acted the previous night. After school, Cameron takes Paget to his darkroom where he develops his photos, and the two share a kiss. News of the kiss reaches Bryn, who encourages Cameron to ask Paget to prom. Motivated, Cameron decides to make a grand gesture and invite her. But just as he's about to, Alden appears and publicly exposes the bet Paget made to transform a loser into prom king. Crushed, Cameron feels betrayed and believes Paget only wanted to use him for the bet. Despite Paget's protests and efforts to explain, he's furious and storms off. Days pass, and on prom night, Paget has a heart-to-heart with her mom before heading to the event alone. She later has a difficult conversation with Bryn, who is still upset, but Paget admits her real feelings for Cameron and asks Bryn to help get him to the prom. Bryn finds Cameron at work, telling him how being with Paget brought out his true self again, and reminds him not to lose another important person after their mother's loss. At the prom, Paget and Jordan are announced as prom queen and king. During her speech, Paget decides to be honest with everyone. She reveals that the persona she displayed online was fake and shows everyone her real home, as well as the truth about her mother working hard as a nurse. She admits she's been pretending and then gives up her crown. Alden assumes she'll be made prom queen in Paget's place, but the principal announces that Alden lost by a wide margin and another student, Celeste, is the new prom queen. Outside, Cameron sends Paget a text saying he loved her speech. He then arrives, dramatically riding up on a horse to see her. They both apologize for everything and share a heartfelt kiss. The closing scene jumps to a few months later with Paget live streaming from Portugal alongside Cameron. They're traveling the world together that summer. Fulfilling the bet's penalty, both get matching loser tattoos, bringing the movie to an end.